3 million vehicles were repossessed in 2025. 3 million. That number matches the single worst year of the Great Recession.
With millions of Americans losing their vehicles.
And unlike 2009, this did not happen because the economy collapsed. This happened because the truck market broke the math, the payments got too big, the loans got too long, and the system that was built to make sure buyers never saw the real numbers until it was too late finally ran out of road. This is not a warning about what might happen. It is a report on what is already happening. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why the American truck market is in the early stages of a collapse that the manufacturers, the dealerships, and the lenders all saw coming, and none of them stopped. In January 2020, the average transaction price for a full-size pickup truck in America was just over $50,000. By January 2026, that number hit $66,120. That is a 32% increase in 6 years, not on a luxury vehicle. On the truck, more Americans buy than any other product on 4 wheels. Most people assume that happened because trucks got better. They did not get 32% better. What happened is more specific than that, and it started 62 years ago with a decision that had nothing to do with trucks at all. In 1964, the Johnson administration imposed a 25% tariff on imported light trucks. It was not about vehicles. France and Germany had put tariffs on American chicken exports. Johnson needed a response that would satisfy the United Auto Workers before an election year. He picked imported trucks. The tariff was supposed to be temporary. 62 years later, it is still in place, and it is the single most important reason American trucks cost what they cost today. Here's what that tariff does in practice. Any foreign manufacturer that wants to sell a pickup truck in America faces a 25% price penalty on every vehicle shipped from overseas. The only way around it is to build domestically, which means absorbing American labor costs and American facility costs. Toyota builds the Tundra in San Antonio. Nissan builds the Frontier in Mississippi. They have to, which means the only real competition in the American truck market is between Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. 3 companies, same price range. No incentive to undercut each other, no foreign competitor forcing their hand. Prices move in one direction. The Ford F-150 starts at $38,000 on paper. That number is a ghost. 5 of its 8 trim levels cost over $65,000. Once destination fees and standard equipment packages are factored in, the base model, the one in every advertisement, accounts for a fraction of actual sales. The truck most Americans drive off the lot is a Lariat or a King Ranch or a Platinum. Those start north of $60,000 before a single option is added. The Silverado follows the same playbook. So does the Ram, $1,500. The pickup truck was once the most affordable, capable vehicle in America. In the 1990s, even the most expensive F-150 on any lot cost under $25,000. You could buy one with 2 years of savings, run it for a decade, throw lumber in the bed without worrying about the paint. It was a tool. Today, the average full-size pickup costs more than the median American household earns in a single year. That gap between what trucks cost and what Americans earn did not appear on its own. The industry had a choice when prices climbed past what most buyers could reasonably finance in 60 months, lower the prices, or stretch the loans. They stretched the loans. In 2015, only 7.3% of new car buyers signed an 84-month loan, 7 years of payments. By the second quarter of 2025, that number hit 22%, an all-time record. More than 1 in 5 new vehicle buyers now commits to 7 full years of monthly payments on an asset that loses value every single day they own it. Some lenders now offer 96-month terms, 8 years. The monthly payment drops just enough to keep buyers signing. The total cost of ownership explodes. The average 84-month truck loan carries a financed amount of just over $51,000 at 8.1% interest. Monthly payment, $797. Total interest paid over the life of that loan, nearly $16,000. By the time the final payment is made, the buyer will have spent close to $67,000 on a truck worth maybe $12,000 to $15,000. 1 in 4 car buyers in America is now rolling negative equity from a previous vehicle into their new loan. They start a new 84-month commitment, already owing thousands more than the truck is worth before driving a single mile. They are not buying a truck. They are refinancing a loss and stacking $66,000 on top of it. Americans now carry over $1.66 trillion in total auto loan debt. That is not a consumer market. That is a debt bubble built on assets that depreciate the moment they leave the lot, and the monthly payment is not the full cost. Insurance, fuel, maintenance, repairs, registration, taxes. The average American spends $575 per month on these ownership costs, and that is before the loan payment. Add both together, and the real monthly cost of owning a full-size truck is closer to $1,400 for a vehicle still marketed as a practical work tool. But the payment and the ownership costs are only 2/3 of what the system extracts. There is a room inside every dealership that most buyers do not fully understand till it is too late. On a $51,000 loan over 84 months, that 2-point difference is worth thousands of dollars out of your pocket directly into theirs. The second is add-on products, extended warranties, paint protection, ceramic coating, gap insurance, tire and wheel coverage. These are purchased from third-party providers at wholesale cost and resold to you at margins the dealership does not advertise. A service contract purchased for $300 is sold for $800. Window etching, scratching your vehicle identification number into the glass, is a process that costs the dealer almost nothing. They charge $300 for it. A $15 kit from any hardware store does the same thing. The third technique is the one that ties everything together. It is called payment packing. The F&I manager asks one question: how much can you afford per month? You say $600. What you do not know is that the lender already approved you at $480. That $120 gap gets filled with products: a warranty, gap, insurance, paint protection. Each item folded into the monthly payment across 84 months, so no individual charge is visible. You walk out believing you negotiated well. You did not. You paid for the truck plus several $1,000s in products you never requested, financed at an interest rate higher than the one you actually qualified for. None of this is illegal. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as it was designed, and for a long time it worked without visible consequence. Buyers signed, made payments, traded in every 5 or 6 years and walked back into the same building and did it again. Then something cracked. By the fourth quarter of 2025, 90-day auto loan delinquency hit 5.2% of all outstanding auto debt. The all-time record is 5.3%, set at the deepest point of the Great Recession in 2010. The truck market is 1/10 of 1 percentage point away from matching the worst financial crisis in a generation. Among subprime borrowers, 6.43% of loans were 60 or more days past due in 2025, the highest rate in over 30 years of tracking. 3 million vehicles were repossessed in 2025, not because of a recession, not because of a financial crisis, because the math that was always going to break eventually finally broke. In September 2025, Tricolor Holdings filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, full liquidation. The 7th largest independent used car chain in America, gone. In April 2026, America's Car Mart announced it would close 42 dealerships in a single week. These are not isolated events. They are the front edge of a structural collapse moving through the buy here, pay here segment of American auto retail like a wave. Here's the number that should permanently change how you see this situation. In 2024, the average household income of someone calling a nonprofit debt counseling organization for help with auto loan payments was $50,000 a year. By 2025, that average jumped to $75,000, a 50% increase in 12 months. The number of calls surged from 33,000 across all of 2019 to 54,000 by October 2025, with 2 months still remaining in the year. This is no longer a problem for subprime borrowers. This is a problem for Americans earning $75,000 a year. Teachers, electricians, nurses, project managers, people who did exactly what the system was designed to make them do. Walked into a dealership, sat in the finance office, heard a monthly number that sounded manageable and signed. The truck was $66,000. The loan was 84 months. The add-ons were packed in The rate was marked up, and the math held right up until it did not. So what are smart truck owners doing right now while the rest of the market is signing 7-year loans on vehicles worth less every single month? They are not buying new. They stopped buying new before the rest of the market understood why. They are buying pre-1996 mechanical trucks with no software locks, no subscription features, no dealer-only diagnostic requirements. Trucks that cost between $6,000 and $15,000 to purchase and under $400 per year to maintain. Trucks that cannot be repossessed because they were paid for in cash. Trucks that cannot be bricked by a software update or locked by a lender who decides the payment is late. While 3 million Americans lost their trucks to the tow truck in 2025, the people who owned old iron outright lost nothing. The collapse did not touch them because you cannot repossess something that has no loan attached to it. The truck market is not about to collapse. It is collapsing right now. The repossession numbers confirm it. The dealership closures confirm it. The income level of people asking for debt help confirms it. The only question left is whether you understand what is happening before the math catches up to you or after. 3 million Americans learned the real cost of their truck in 2025. The question is whether you do the math before you sign or after the tow truck arrives. If you want to understand exactly which truck smart owners are buying right now to stay completely outside this system, that video is already on this channel. Subscribe and it will be the first thing waiting for you. Stay analog, stay free. We will see you in the next one.